I was 11 years old the day my world started falling into the sun. I remember the sound the veil of morning made when her engines died. 800 of us aboard, pilgrims and families and crew, and the whole ship went quiet like a held breath. And then the gravity of the star Ymir 4 took us, gently, the way deep water takes a swimmer who has stopped kicking. 14 hours. That was the number the bridge gave us. 14 hours of falling before we crossed into the flare belt, where the radiation would arrive before the fire did. As a mercy. I did not understand dying, but I understood my mother's hands, singing the lullaby with the wrong, shaking voice. And I understood the fleet channel because I listened to all of it, hidden under the comm shelf, the night the galaxy told us, politely, that we were already dead. You must understand it was nobody's cruelty. It was arithmetic. The nearest battle group was 3 days out. The fast picket at Corin Gate could reach us in 11 hours. But reaching us was never the problem. Stopping was the problem. Any ship that burned hard enough to match our fall, and then break against it, would put 12 gravities on her own crew for the better part of an hour. 12 gravities does not injure the officer species of the great fleets. It liquefies them. So the channel filled hour by hour with the sound of civilizations apologizing. The correlates sent mathematics, twice checked, with formal grief appended. The Vesh sent their war poet to sing our names into the record, so we would not be forgotten. Ship after ship, species after species, the great and the good of the arm, all transmitting the same beautiful, useless sorrow. And my mother sang, and the fleet sang with her. 40 ships singing a child to sleep on an open channel, because it was the only thing anyone could send across that distance. That is what the end of the world sounds like. It sounds like everyone being very, very kind. And then, at hour 5, the singing stopped, because something small and ugly and fast came over the channel, flat as a dock worker reading a manifest. Veil of morning. This is the Deep Haul Tug, Anvil, Earth Registry, 9 souls. We are 6 hours out and coming in hot. Clear your port lock, dump your manifest to my navigator, and strap in. Every one of you. This is going to get loud. Silence on 40 ships. Then the Corin fleet controller, carefully, the way you speak to the mad.
Anvil, be advised, the deceleration profile for that intercept exceeds 12 standard gravities. It will kill your crew.
And I swear on the light of Ymir 4, I heard the human captain smile. Respectfully, Control, we're from Earth. It won't kill us, it'll just really, really hurt. Here is what I know now that I did not know at 11 about the world that built that crew. Earth pulls at her children every second of their lives, with a force most species meet only in crashes. Human hearts are engines. Human bones are rebar. They evolved outrunning weather that arrives in rotating engines the size of nations, under a sun that burns their skin, on a world where everything bites. The galaxy calls it the Death World, and shudders. Humans call it home, and get homesick. The anvil came down our gravity well like a thrown knife. 9 humans in crash gel, burning their engines past every governor. And the fleet listened, the whole arm listened, to their open channel as 12 gravities sat down on 9 chests. And the humans talked. groaning, swearing. My translator gave up in 3 languages, and then God's help me, singing, badly, on purpose. Their engineer, a mountain of a man they called the Bear, gasping out a North Sea shanty, the kind his grandfather sang hauling nets out of black winter water, one crushed syllable at a time, and 8 ruined voices answering him. Because, as the captain explained later with her arms in 2 casts, as if it were obvious, if you can still sing, you can still fly. They matched our fall at hour 11, docked while both ships were falling, a maneuver our own bridge crew refused to watch. And when the port lock opened, I saw my first human, small, scarred, gray at the temples, smoke coming off her suit coolant. She looked at 800 doomed souls packed into the corridor, and she said, "Right, children first, then elders, then everyone by weight, heaviest last. We are leaving in 90 minutes, and nobody is staying." I will tell you what humans are because I watched it for 90 minutes through a corridor filling with heat. Humans carry. That is the whole secret. Every one of that crew took a child under each arm and one on their back, trip after trip, through a ship groaning apart, while the stars swelled in the viewports like an opening eye. Their medic recalibrated our stretchers by hand, machines she had never seen, because her own 2 hands were, quote, busy. At hour 13, the portside frame member let go, and a bulkhead door began to close on the last 100 of us, like a slow jaw. And the Bear, the mountain, the shanty leader, put his back under it, boots on the frame, a cargo jack wedged beside his spine. And he held that door open with his Deathworld skeleton for 11 minutes, while 100 people I grew up with went under his arms like water under a bridge. I heard vertebrae go. I heard him count them going, like a joke, so the children wouldn't scream. My grandmother was the last. Too proud to be carried, too slow to walk it. The captain went back for her. The fleet was screaming at her. The clock was inside 4 minutes. And she came down that burning corridor at a dead run, with my grandmother over her shoulders, laughing at something the old woman said into her ear. 2 old women, laughing, outrunning a star. The anvil tore free with 3 minutes on the clock, and 809 souls aboard a ship rated for 200, and she burned out against double mass until her port engine unwound itself into glitter, and she limped on one engine, singing out of the light of the fire that had been promised to us. Behind us, at hour 14 exactly, the veil of morning touched the flare belt and became a sunrise. In the med bay after, I found the captain, arms broken in 4 places from the manual load rig, drinking their terrible brown ritual liquid through a straw. And I asked her the question my whole species had been transmitting for a day. Why? You did not know us. Your ship is destroyed. Your bodies are broken. Why did you come? She looked at me like I had asked her why water is wet. You called. That was the whole answer. And when I stood there, 11 years old, waiting for the rest of it, she sighed and gave me the rest. Kid, where we come from, when something calls out in the dark, it usually wants to eat you. We answered anyway. Every time it's the oldest thing we know how to do. Walk toward the scream. So somewhere along the line we decided if something is going to answer the dark, better it's us. I am old now, older than my grandmother was when a human outran a star with her. The great fleets still keep their files on humanity. The warships, the reckonings, the kill counts. Let them. I have my own file, and it is 1 line long, and every spacer of every species east of Corin Gate has it memorized. Since the day Earth reached the stars, the registry has recorded every distress call in the settled arm. And the number of Maydays humans have heard and left unanswered is 0. Not few, not almost none, 0. The galaxy measures fleets in firepower. Measure humans the way the dark measures them. Something calls. They come. That's tonight's entry from the Deathworld Files. The one about the accountant who ended an empire is in the Reckoning playlist on your screen. New stories Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Subscribe. And if you ever hear something call out in the dark, you know what species to be.